Hello and welcome to my top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels series, where we talk about the best duels from each series of Yu-Gi-Oh! From Duel Monsters to Sevens and maybe Go Rush if I check that out sometime. I also heard that the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is coming, but like since I have Dish cable, that means I don't have Disney XD, which means I can't watch it. I have to download it or like watch it illegally online on like YouTube or whatever. But whatever, okay. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, before we get into the list, be sure to like and subscribe, share this with your friends, check out my shop, check out my DeviantArt, and check out my Twitter. Links are in the description. Alright, let's start the video now. Number 5 is Yugi and Sadokaiba versus Loomis and Umbra, Season 2, Episodes 21 to 24. So there have been a handful of tag battles in the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, but my favorite is this one from Battle City. In this duel, Kaiba and Yugi duel two of the evil Merrick's rare hunters named Loomis and Umbra on their way to rescue Jovi and Taya, because like that was a plot point in the arc, and I don't know, it wasn't so strong in my opinion. And so also in the during the duel, Loomis and Umbra cheat by covertly talking to each other using like earpieces and microphones hidden inside of their masks, which they were wearing. Cause like, yeah, but like, why would you even need to wear a mask in the first place? That just automatically makes people, like, suspect you of cheating, you know? But whatever. Kaiba also learns the value of teamwork when, like, in this duel, showing small signs of compassion when he was somehow able to use his battle locks to block an attack that was directed at Yugi. Okay, and he also gave up all the cards in his hand to benefit him and Yugi in, like, one turn. And the duel ends with Kaiba bringing out Obelisk the Tormentor, the great Egyptian god, and decimates Loomis and Umbra in one fatal swoop. Well, not necessarily fatal because it's a children's show, but whatever. A duel is filled with traps, continuous spells, and great lessons about teamwork and friendship. Well, sort of. Kaiba isn't really the nicest person out there. Number 4 is Yugi and Bakura. Wait, no. Yugi vs. Bakura, Season 2, Episodes 33 to 35. Now, while Bakura wasn't really much of a threat to anyone until like the dawn of the duel arc in Season 5, at least we got this cool duel right here. In the Battle City quarterfinals, Yugi and Bakura duel on top of Kaiba's giant Kaiba Corp blimp. In this duel, we get to see new cards from Bakura, such as the Destiny Board cards, like Final, Final, and Dark Necrofear, and Dark Sanctuary. The atmosphere and the stakes of the duel are, like, amazing, especially up to the point where Yugi has literally no other choice but to bring out Slifer, the executive producer, Slifer, the Sky Dragon. All of these details are what makes it such a great duel. This is kind of like the only time that Bakura actually was posed as much of a threat, because, like, he was in, like, his Yami mode this entire time, so, like, people started to get sus of him, and then, like, when he came back in Season 5, he's like, oh, yeah, he's on his, like, evil side again. Number 3, Sadokaiba vs. Siegfried von Schroeder, Season 5, Episodes 10 to 11. So, some may say that the Kaiba Court Grand Prix might be maybe a bad arc in the series, but I would say it was fairly solid, I liked it, got some good, like, Rebecca stuff, we got, like, a new character, Leon, which I really liked, it wasn't all about Yugi, because, like, it was mostly just about Joey trying to pass, and we also got this new villain, Siegfried, even though he didn't really get to do much, because Kaiba just kicked him out of the competition. That was it. There's also like Golden Castle Stromberg that's insanely broken, and yet somehow Yugi was able to defeat it, which is just like insane. That's actual heart of the cards right there. Okay, so while it wasn't so great of an arc, we did get some impressive duels, and Kaiba vs. Siegfried is one of them. In this duel, Kaiba challenges Siegfried to a high-stakes duel, where if Siegfried loses, he'll be forced to forfeit his spot in the tournament finals, as Siegfried was caught hacking his way into the tournament and stuff. So for most of the duel, it looks like Siegfried has this thing in the bag, as he continuously banishes and destroys most of Kaiba's monsters. But then Kaiba pulls the old switcheroo, and he cleverly charges his dragons into Siegfried's, like, final monster that he has left on the field to force him to try and protect it so he can eventually destroy it and win the entire duel. That's exactly what happens, and Kaiba defeats Siegfried. Rule number 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't screw with Sadokaiba. He will end your whole career. Number 2, Yami Yugi vs. Yugimoto Season 5, Episodes 37 to 40. Might be very controversial to put one of the most heart-wrenching duels anywhere outside of #1, but you know how I'm like, I have unpopular opinions, left and right, up, down, diagonal, horizontal, square equals 17, yeah. But I mean, yeah, you know how I'm like. In this duel, the pharaoh gets the chance to return to his old Egyptian life, but he has to be defeated in a duel first. But I mean, he already lost a few duels before, so I don't really understand the significance for this one. So, Atem and Yugi face off, with Yugi only using certain monsters, like his gadgets, Silent Swordsman, Silent Magicians, Gendora, the Dragon of Destruction. I really like the artwork for that monster. The Magnet Warriors, and even our long-lost friend, Summon Skull. Like, where you been, man? It's been a long time. It's been years, actually. And Atem uses all the other cards, You know that for plot and stuff, that little Yugi has to win by all circumstances. Because that's literally what was supposed to happen. Just to make him lose wouldn't make any sense at all. It'd be bad writing. But a duel is more than that. Little Yugi going up against the spirit that won most of his duels for him, like, literally did all the work. It kind of makes Yugi a cheater, because he just... That's why, like... That's probably why... Yeah, and he also wins by, like, stupid, like, ones, like, where he, like, attacked the moon and stuff, like... And attacked, like, Golden Castle of Stromberg, No, like, it was Castle Dark Illusion, not Golden Castle of Stromberg. It was stupid. Yeah, so yeah, and, like, obviously, like, he has to be, like, the one to, like, one-up him to be able to, like, defeat the Pharaoh. There's a lot of twists and turns, and the emotional payoff in the end really sells this duel for being one of the best. But there is one better one, in my opinion. Can you guess what it is? Did you guess already? It is #1 is Yugi versus Raphael in Season 4, Episodes 12 to 14. This may be very controversial, considering that it's a duel that features Yugi losing. It takes place during a filler arc, Waking the Dragons, and I ranked it above the final duel in the series, which a lot of people deem as the best episode of the whole, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster series. But I don't care. You should know that by now. In this duel, Yugi rides on horseback to duel Raphael in the middle of a desert or mountain range or whatever that location is. I think they said it was in America or whatever. What's really cool about this duel is that this whole time Raphael could have used the Seal of Orichalcos, but due to, like, the card exchange, he willingly gave it to Yugi just to prove a point that the Pharaoh was evil. That's some big brain. That's a big brain play like that, right there. Even though it didn't really matter if Yugi won or not, considering that this was just a harmless duel, basically, Yugi instead becomes like a big sore loser and activates the Seal of Orichalcos, turning him evil, and starts sacrificing these monsters to benefit his catapult turtle in order to defeat Raphael. But in the end, Raphael puts Yugi in his place for being a sore loser, and, like, punishes him, and pulls the Uno Reverse card and becomes the first ever person to officially defeat Yugi in a duel. No unfair strategies. Yugi had, like, the advantage the entire time when he played the Seal of Orichalcos, but he still lost. So that means that Raphael legitimately defeated Yugi. You can't, like, argue against that. It's facts. It's facts, Yeah, yeah, Pegasus doesn't count because, like, he had a time limit, and I know it's how, like, usually, like, now, how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played nowadays, but, like, back then, it was just unfair in the circumstance, in, like, the scenario. Rebecca only won because Yugi surrendered for, like, just so it can mirror the past, but, I don't know, yeah. And Joey probably won against Yugi off-screen, but it was never shown, so technically it never happened, according to anime logic. So Raphael was technically the first one to defeat Yami Yugi, and I think that works perfectly. Sure, it wasn't for the championship title or anything, but it satisfyingly puts Yugi in his place for stupidly turning to the dark side when he could have just forfeited to Raphael at any point in the duel. There were no stakes, his grandfather wasn't getting kidnapped or soul taken again. Raphael didn't even play a Silver Kegels in the first place, so there's really no point in having to, like, use it yourself, I guess, like, the thought of Yugi losing just, like, overshadows, like, no, I can't lose here, I have to raise Seal over, but then he still lost anyway, so, yeah, now that I think about it, Yami Yugi really sucks. Yeah, but that's what makes this duel my favorite in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. Also, Raphael's backstory is, like, very sad, like, oh my god, like, his parents died on, like, the Titanic, dude, not really the Titanic, but like something. Like, it wasn't like a. There was a boat like the cruise he was in capsized. That's so sad. Like, you're gonna make me cry, dude. And that was my top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters duels. Yeah, and that has to be a title for it, and I don't like it. If you liked this video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing as well. Share it with your friends, check out my Shoppo, check out my Twitter, and my DeviantArt. The links are in the description. I will see you guys next time.